Hey guys, I took the data from Mr. Beast's YouTube channel, analyzed it, found some interesting stuff, made a neural network out of it. If you're interested, keep watching. Hey, I'm right here. So I did an analysis on 50 of his previous videos. From the video he uploaded on 24th of December, which was a Christmas lights video. So that video and 50 videos before it. And as you can see on the screen, so there's not much of a correlation between the number of views and the like-dislike ratio. But there is a slight tendency for videos which have a higher amount of views to be lower rated. This is shown by the slope of the line, the lines slope downwards. So as the number of views increase, the rating decreases. Okay. It's probably because when videos get a higher amount of views, they're more likely to be watched by people who are not subscribed to Mr. Beast. And so maybe don't like it as much as the subscribers do, right? The ratings distribution is left skewed, which means, for example, we have a completely symmetric distribution, right? And here the mean and the median would be exactly in the middle. They would lie over each other. They would be the same. If I keep adding terms towards the left, the mean shifts towards the left. So does the median, but the shift is not as much as that of the mean. So for such a distribution, perhaps the median would be here, but the mean would have shifted much more and would be here. So coming to the ratings distribution, it is left skewed, which means that there are a lot more videos which are rated lower than average than there are videos which are rated higher than average. But the effect is not appreciable for Mr. Beast's data. He doesn't have to worry about it because the median ratings are 98.6%, which means that 50% of his last 50 videos were rated 98.6% or higher. And the average ratings are 98.51%. So for Mr. Beast, supposedly, if this is the median, which is 98.6%, his mean was very close by, very close by. So there wasn't an appreciable effect of these terms. The mean did not go way beyond the median. That's what I'm trying to say. So Mr. Beast does not have to worry about his ratings being on the lower side for now, but he should monitor it. And this beautiful curve shows the views his videos got and the date they were posted on. And this seems pretty random, but you could say that the views towards the latter half of the year are generally much lower than perhaps say during the first half of the year. But I think this is just because the videos haven't been out for a long time. And while analyzing his data, I noticed that he keeps getting views for a long amount of time. So for example, some YouTubers like PewDiePie, for example, get the bulk of their views, say a day after the video is uploaded or something like that. This does not happen with Mr. Beast. He keeps on getting views regularly on his videos. So this might be the reason because of this general trend towards lower views in the latter half of the year. It could be something else as well. Now, the average number of views that a video gets is 42 million. It's not 4.2 million, it's 42 million. It's insane. And the median number of views is 39.7 million. This means that 50% of the videos got more than 39.7 million views. It's insane. And by the way, now you would notice that the average is higher than the median, right? This basically means the opposite of the previous case, that Mr. Beast's videos do very well sometimes, but almost never do too badly. This is the right skew distribution, which means that there are some videos which get a high amount of views, but there are almost no videos which do too badly. And my Indian accent seems to be very prominent in this video, but what am I going to do? And that is shown beautifully by this beautiful curve. It's so amazing. On the x-axis are the views his videos get, and in every group I've written down the number of videos which fall into that range of views. So As you can see, 11 plus 17, 28 of his videos fall between 25.4 million to 45.8 million, and it's towards the higher side. 17 of the videos are between 35.6 to 45.8 million, which is insane. And there's only one video which got less than 20 million views. It's remarkable consistency. I don't think we've seen such numbers in the history of YouTube, and it's amazing. And this just shows that he gets about 30 million views easily, and it's probably because of his subscriber base who follow his videos regularly. And then a lot of the times he gets 50 million views or beyond, and it's amazing. But it could also mean that there's unrealized potential in his videos, that he could hit that 40 million mark, maybe a 50 million mark on almost all of his videos, maybe. And now the part which I added just to increase the watch time has ended. So we'll go to the neural network. So here's what I did. I defined all the attributes that a video can possibly have. And it's right here in this row, right? Big set piece, blah, blah, blah. Okay. A video cannot have any other quality except for these 25 which I wrote down. They are collectively exhausting. These attributes include how they make a viewer feel when he watches the video. So, for example, funny, happiness, sadness, excitement. But they also include things like how good the title is, how good the thumbnail is. Now, obviously, I might be missing some attributes, but let's look past that. I am assuming that I've added all the attributes that a video can have. And then I rated each video on all these attributes. So, for example, the Christmas lights video, it gets 0 on the feats of endurance attribute, 0 on charity, but I rate each video on all these categories. You could get some zeros in some attributes, but I will rate them. I had to watch every video very, very carefully to rate them. It took a lot of time. So I did this for only 20 videos. This isn't a lot. And for a better study, it could be done and should be done for a lot more videos. So first caveat there. Secondly, I rated each video on each attribute, right? For example, I think that the Christmas lights video should get a 0.2 out of 1 on the fun attribute, but someone else might feel it's a solid 0.8. And a much better way to rate videos on each attribute would have been to get a large number of Mr. Beast viewers and to rate them, and then to average their scores or something like that. But anyway, I had no access to such large an audience, and I did not do it. This is the correlation matrix. It looks like a lot of numbers, but I'll give you the highlights, right? So for example, the big money videos where he spends a lot of money and he gives away perhaps a lot of money, those are generally funny too. And this number shows that there's a high correlation between them. The more wholesome a video and the more personality driven a video is, the happier a person feels after watching it. And this might feel obvious, but the numbers prove it. And the last one, videos with cool and rare stuff have more intriguing thumbnails, which means, so for example, if he makes a video of the largest pizza slice in the world, he almost always includes it in the thumbnail. And that's how the thumbnail becomes more intriguing. And so if you look at the thumbnail, you're more intrigued by it. You want to click on the video and, more views because of it. Now coming back to this, there are 25 different values that I have for each video. Each row is a different video. And these 25 values would be the input for our neural network. So I use Python and Keras to build my neural network, the codes here. And I feed the scores a video gets for each attribute as the inputs, right? And I expect the neural network to predict the views the video is going to get. My hypothesis is that the views the video gets are dependent on how much it scores on all these attributes, because these are all the qualities a video can have, right? This must dictate how many views it can get, right? And how this works is fairly simple. The neural network initially just randomly guesses the number of views the video will get. For example, it says the video will get 2 million views, for example, and then I tell it that the video actually got 45 million views. and it will be like, okay, I was wrong, and would try to correct itself. And it will keep doing that until it can make a fairly accurate prediction for the number of views. Then this is the actual neural network which came out of the uh, uh, and this is the actual neural network which I made. It's in the thumbnail as well. And as you can see, the green nodes, they are called, the green dots, the green circles, they are the input layer. And they should be 25 in number. I could only show 10. It's written here, the input layer has plus 15. So 10 of these are shown and 15 more. So 25 different inputs go within these hidden layers, and a lot of maths happens. But what comes out is just one number, which is the predicted number of views, and it gives out fairly accurate estimates. But there are two problems with the neural network. First of all, my study design wasn't very good. I should have done analysis on a lot more videos. And even if I had taken more videos, a lot more people should be rating the videos because I could be biased. They're just one man's ratings. They could be biased, they could be wrong. And it's just not a good idea to do it professionally. And secondly, what is Mr. Beast going to do after predicting the number of views that a video gets? I mean, something which tells him what kind of video gets more views is much better, right? If I could tell him, make this kind of a video, it will get you more views. That's much better. Or which of these attributes is the most important for getting views? Now that's what I found out by analyzing the weights of the neural. So I found that no matter how little sadness there is in a video, it always reduces the predicted number of views. Always. There is no small value of sadness which is good to have in a video. Any amount of sadness leads to a loss of views. And videos which rank higher on charity or on wholesomeness generally have a bit of sadness in it. But it's much better if it is edited out. And I also found that there are two attributes that most effective views a video gets out of the 25 I had noted. Increasing those two attributes will result in the highest amount of views increase. So for example, if you increase an attribute X by 0.1, right, it could increase the number of views by say 1 million. But if you increase one of these attributes by 0.1, it would increase the number of views by say 5 million or something. Much more than the other attributes. And what were those two attributes? Well, I'm not going to tell you guys, but if Mr. Beast is watching, Jimmy, I've sent your manager, your editors, your friends, you a DM on Instagram as well as Twitter with a complete report. So check it out. If you have questions for me, feel free to contact me. And the rest of you guys, I'm really sorry, but I'll see you later, man. Bye-bye.